Good morning. Good morning. How the devil are you doing this a fine a day? Me? Well, it's Wednesday and my working week is almost over. Just need to make it through today's show and another one tomorrow, and that's it for another 4 days. Mind you, I do have to squeeze in a visit to Wales. With our 500th show now just 10 episodes away, I'll probably end up doing some work on our rebranding. My Easter weekend will probably be taken up with script writing and video editing as well. Not going to be a break at all, is it? Anyway, enough of my woes. We have another of our post-Con Expo giveaways for you today. Let me make this nice and easy. There you are. That's what it looks like. Yes, our post-Con Expo giveaway. In addition to all the hats and stuff that we hauled back, we also returned from Las Vegas with a lot of stuff. Bits and pieces, stuff that is now taking up valuable desk space here in my office come studio. And so I've pulled together a bunch of that stuff and placed it all in a box, and that box is up for grabs today. Couldn't be easier. Just type the word box into the chat. We'll draw a winner at the end of the show. I know there's a Lee Bear hat in there. Yeah, there's a model in there as well, a little model as well. So there's a bunch of stuff. Just type the word box into the chat for your chance to win. Now, without further ado, let me roll the intro, post the question of the day, and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. Good to see lots of people are hot off the mark this morning. I think we've already had 6 entries for the prize so far. Yep, 6 so far. Keep them coming. Just type the word box into the chat. Good morning to Kent Demolition, who I believe have just done precisely that. Let me just check, see if that one's registered. There's 7 entries now. Good morning to the Paget family. Yes. Question of the day, which we'll come back to in a second, is who makes the best ADT, but we'll get to all that in a moment. It is Wednesday, the 5th of April. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, we're on a roll with Volvo construction equipment. Komatsu looks back on a highly successful Con Expo 2023. Alu shows off the VD drum, and we reminisce about a truly memorable trip to Las Vegas. Plus, how Bottom Line Equipment is giving back to armed forces and first responder veterans. Stick around for that one. It's a good one. We're going to get to all of that in just a second. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating a birthday on this day of days. Happy birthday! And it's many happy returns to 3 actors from the golden age of Hollywood: Spencer Tracy, Betty Davis, and Gregory Peck, and to Preston North End's favourite son, Tom Finney. Happy birthday also to Yes Minister's Nigel Hawthorne, the Riddler from the original Batman TV series, Frank Gorshin, former US Secretary of State, Colin Powell, he of the Shock and Awe, and to Holly singer Alan Clark, to hard as nails Liverpool defender Tommy Smith, to the blonde one from ABBA, Agneta Falskog, DJ Janice Logg, producer Pharrell Williams, and to the ever gorgeous Lily James. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Now, before we go any further, here's a quick reminder of our question of the day. Just want to say a very quick good morning to my mate Gavin Elson, who has joined us. Morning, Gavin. Don't see you around these parts. I know you're busy training the next generation of operators, but good of you to be here. Thank you very much indeed for being here. And don't forget, everybody, you can enter today's competition just by typing the word box into the chat. Now, let me take that off the screen just for a little while we get on with the real bits and pieces. Yes, when I think of the name Volvo, I think of ADTs, excavators, wheel loaders, that kind of thing. When I think of compaction equipment, I think of Bomag, Aman, Wacker. But maybe I need to think a bit harder.
The Compact Assist family offers a complete range of solutions for controlling and tracking the quality of your compaction work. As an entry point into improving your compaction control, Compact Assist Lite takes real-time information from the drum. This gives real-time feedback on compaction, letting the operator know how the material is being compacted. A low value generally indicates that the material is poorly compacted and absorbing the impact. whilst a higher and more consistent value indicates that the material has a higher level of compaction and that you can possibly move on from that area. Compact Assist Lite and all the other Compact Assist systems are fitted as standard with a built-in reversing camera, giving a clear view of any obstacles behind the machine. The Compact Assist Lite system can easily be upgraded to Compact Assist Start. This enables real-time tracking of the machine's position using the inbuilt low-accuracy GPS antenna. The work can then be viewed in terms of pass or CMV mapping. The operator can now see whether the correct number of compaction passes have been made to achieve full coverage of the whole area. The CMV is used for both monitoring the level of compaction achieved, but also for identifying areas where the level of compaction differs from the surrounding areas. Upgrading to Compact Assist includes high accuracy, directional and positioning antennas. The system can connect to both a base station and to the internet to make an RTK connection, which further improves the accuracy of the positioning. Line data can also be uploaded to the machine and be used to help define the working area. Data and job reports are created automatically and can be sent over the air or downloaded by USB. The job reports can be viewed both on and off the machine. To finalise, the Compact Assist family offers a complete range of solutions for controlling and tracking the quality of your compaction work.
Yeah, we're going to be going from one global manufacturer, Volvo, to another one, Komatsu, right after this, but I'll give you a very quick reminder. Type box into the chat for your chance to win today's big prize, which is a box of stuff that I hauled back from Las Vegas. A whole bunch of stuff in there. Won't bore you with what it is. It's a mystery box, that's the idea. Now, during my trip to Las Vegas, 3 weeks ago, I had virtually no time to visit the Komatsu booth. I walked through it a few times, but I didn't really do it justice. Thankfully, the fine folks at Komatsu have come to my rescue.
Well, it was a great week here at ConExpo 2023. We were excited to engage with all of you out here who were able to come. But for those of you who weren't able to come, I'd like to recap a lot of our solutions that we were displaying here all week at the Komatsu booth. I'm standing here in our technology tunnel, where we're showcasing all of our smart construction solutions, which help instill predictability in your work. And we offer a whole suite of solutions that are scalable, as we know all of your job sites can be different from day to day. And with different job sites come different plans, and our IMC can deliver you each individual plan for those job sites so you can move that dirt once and not twice. And we're super excited to be celebrating 10 years of intelligent machine control on our dozers, which has become the default choice for our customers on dozers. Our innovations in hybrid and electric technology go back over 70 years, and we're excited to continue down that journey of electrification here, debuting several models, including a concept wheel loader, and with that, flexible charging options to meet your needs. And here with the PC210E, which we will be piloting later this year, we're hearing a lot of excitement from federal all the way down to local municipalities to be bringing them a full EV solution. Fuel use and fuel efficiencies have become top of mind for contractors. And this is nothing new for Komatsu, as we've been offering hybrid technology on our excavators for almost 15 years. And I'm standing here with the HB365LC, which offers up to 20% fuel reduction without sacrificing productivity. And last, but certainly not least, one of the stars of the show, the PC900LC, a highly productive mass excavator with scalable solutions like optional removable counterweight to easily move from job site to job site. Thank you for joining us at ConExpo 2023. For all this information and more, click on the links below.
Yeah, and if you'd like to click on those links below, you can find that video over on YouTube. I'm going to remind you very quickly, we have a mystery box up for grabs today. just type the word box into the chat. I think we've had a very healthy, what are we at, 12 entries now? So that's going very, very well indeed. Let's have a quick look. I'll get to the chat in just a second. Now, let me see. Where are we? Yes. I need to play one of these. I promised yesterday that we would revisit the Oil Quick stand for the second of two really memorable interviews. This one came about purely by accident, but it was a happy accident. To the rear of the Oil Quick stand, there was an excavator with a really striking paint job. But as it transpired, the paint job was actually the least interesting thing about it. Take a look at this.
My name's Craic Degatere. I'm the owner, founder, and CEO of Bottom Line Equipment. This is actually our second American Hero machine. We built our first one in 20, and we donate 25% of our rental proceeds on the machine and any attachments to American heroes who need our help. So the first machine was dedicated toward the veterans, active duty, and veterans. This second machine, we've expanded our definition of American heroes to include our law enforcement, paramedics, firefighters, any first responders that may need help. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time with Kurt. Superb sense of humour, and his accent just makes it so much better. I have recounted the tale before, but I'm terrible at the accent, but I have to say this. He was telling me how he ended up starting Bottom Line Equipment, and he'd basically quit his father's business and was spending a lot of time drinking beer and fishing with his buddies. And then, as he put it, my wife made unreasonable demands upon my person. She wanted me to get a job. Kurt, you're an absolute star and a legend, and well done on supporting the veterans and the American heroes in that way. Absolutely superb stuff. Now, regular viewers will know that we've already paid one visit to the Alu stand at ConExpo 2023. Well, it was actually the first of 3 visits, and it is now time for the second.
Keep the wallet in your pocket and spend your money wisely. What you're looking at is the variable drum concept. In the past, if you needed to maintain or take off blades or change a drum, you literally had to unbolt the side pockets, drain the oil, take off the chains from the wheels, use a forklift truck, take out the drum, and before you had the first blade in your hand, you were 3 hours down in the field or in the workshop. With the variable drum, which is a completely new concept, you can take out the drum without taking the side cases away, the chains off, or the oil out of the pockets. You take the same forklift truck, you take the drum out, and the difference is from having the first blade in your hand compared to the old concept is 40 minutes in a new concept, 3 hours with the old concept. Huge time saver and money. It just gives you much more diversity and flexibility when you are in the field and you need to change the blades very quickly in and out. And basically it just gives the service people and the mechanics in the field and the workshop so much more agility when they do their work. Normally you will change the blades every 3 or 4 months dependent on the operation and the kind of material that you use. However, you can also swap the blades round because they usually rotate in one direction for 80-90%. But by having the variable drum, it's much easier to swap the blades round instead of grinding them off and putting a new one on. So all in all, saving a lot of money. This is a part of our voice of customer concept. So a lot of customers have said that, why can't you think of that, something like this, which started about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Of course, trying to get new innovations going in any company takes some time. but we have listened to the customer, and we came out with this at the end of last year, and we're launching now at the ConExpo for the North American market.
And huge thanks to Jerome for giving up his time, and to Jackie and the rest of the ALU team for actually making that possible. I'm going to answer a very quick one over in the chat. General JS Mara, is that General JS Mara? Where are you located? Located in the UK. I am sat just on the outskirts of London-ish. I'm about 15 miles from the centre of London. And Ed Butler has just joined us as well. Morning, Ed. Good of you to join us. Don't forget, and we've got another newbie there. Stephen Guthrie is here as well. Morning, Stephen. I don't remember seeing you in the chat before. I'm losing track, to be honest, but as you are a newcomer, Stephen Guthrie, you get some welcome confetti, as does our friend. Let me see. Let me get back to the comments. Yes, that is for you too. General JS Mara, you get some welcome confetti as well. Now, let me switch that off before it gets on everybody's nerves. Yes, I need to play a thing, don't I? I am going to give you a very quick heads up, though. We are now roughly 3 minutes away from our prize draw. So let me remind you of exactly how you enter. You just type the word BOX, B-O-X, into the chat for your chance to win our mystery box of the day. While you're doing that, I'm going to roll one of these.
Since the finance bill came into effect in April, the construction industry has seen a surge of fuel thefts. The rising cost of living has placed an additional risk of theft by employees and contractors, as well as opportunistic thieves. By using diesel dye and placing warnings of its use, you are sending a clear message that this is your fuel.
You now have exactly 3 minutes in which to type the word BOX into the chat, B-O-X. Where are we at the moment? I think we're still on a dozen. No, we've got 13 entries, actually. So you've got a 13 in one chance of winning our mystery box, which is sat over to my side there. I'm going to take this off the screen very quickly so that you can all see when I press the right button, so you can all see the next video. I was actually speaking to my son Fred yesterday. He reckons he's only produced about half of all his ConExpo content today. So even though we will soon be turning our attention to first Samota and then plant works, there is still plenty of ConExpo coverage to come as well. Just on the subject of exhibitions, I heard this morning the Hillhead exhibition website is open for business. 2024, I think, is the next Hillhead. You can sign up over there. I think it's hillhead.com. Don't quote me, but I think it is. Anyway, getting back to ConExpo, while the show is fresh in our mind, I thought I'd show you this.
Biggest show in the world for equipment, for everything construction.
If you're in the industry already or thinking about getting into the industry, it is a perfect way to make connections.
If you're in the industry, most certainly put it on your bucket list. You will see something that you've never seen before.
Things you wouldn't even expect to see, and you find them here and you're like, I didn't know I need that, but I need it.
A great opportunity to start to come here to look, take advantage of the stuff, and get yourself educated. So I would say, yes, come to ConExpo to support yourself and the business grow.
It's the Super Bowl equipment. The Super Bowl of equipment. Couldn't argue with that. It really was a very memorable show indeed. The organisers should feel very proud of everything they pulled off with such a stunning exhibition. Now, to finish off the show and to maintain that ConExpo theme, it's time to find out who has won our ConExpo mystery box. I'm going to throw this up for one last moment. You've got as long as it takes for me to bring up our randomizer on the screen to enter. So if you haven't done so already, please type the word box into the chat while I'm sharing my screen, which is any moment now. We now have 14 entries. You have a 1 in 14 chance of winning if you are among those that have entered. Now, let's have a look. Did somebody just sneak in under the line? I think they may have done. I'm just going to let Dan kind of know. Dan, I can see you've entered multiple times. I know you're keen to win. It only counts you once. Doesn't matter how many times you do it. It only counts you once, and I think Ed Butler has just got in under the wire. I think we've got 15 entries. Be ironic if Ed were to win, wouldn't it? Right, let me fire up the randomizer and see who is walking away with the prize this time. Stephen Guthrie. Stephen Guthrie, who said earlier, actually, when I can find it, watched a few times. Cheers again for the confetti. Well, you've just done better than confetti. You have got yourself a prize. Stephen, do me a favour on Facebook, send me a direct message or something, and let me know your postal address, and I will get that in the post for you today. Let's have a look. I tell you what, I'll come back to it. But Steve, in answer to your question, yes, you can. Now, I need to play a thing. I'm going to play this.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that pretty much wraps up the main part of this morning's show. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around for that, then please stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. But if you do have the time and the inclination, join me, if you will, for the Craic immediately after this. Right, let's get some music in the background. Sounds about right. How are we all doing today? Hope you're all fit and well. So yes, I'll deal with this one first because it is actually a point of order. Steve Williamson, can we post our new video on social media? I wasn't sure if it was getting played today on here. No, I'm playing it tomorrow, but don't let that stop you. I would imagine you're quite pleased with it because it's pretty good, isn't it? But yeah, we're going to play it tomorrow. But yeah, you post away, sir. Not a problem at all. So yes, tune in tomorrow when you can see Steve and Ed, the dynamic duo, in action in Las Vegas. Special treat for you for Thursday morning. Ken Hatcher was first off the mark this morning. He's got the rain. We haven't, but I think it's coming. Looking forward to my travels to Swansea on Thursday afternoon. Guaranteed it'll be raining when I get there. Steve Williamson is here as well. Morning, Steve. Thank you very much indeed for being here as always. Mark Whiting's in the house, as is Rob Thompson. Morning, chaps. Hope you're all fit and well. Nick Drew is in the house as well. Nick Drew has reported this morning that I think we exclusively revealed that XCMG were going to be exhibiting at the Plantworks exhibition in June, and Nick has revealed exclusively again that another Chinese manufacturer, Sunboard, is going to be there as well. Big, strong Chinese flavour in the Plantworks arena. So looking forward to catching up with some of those guys. Let's have a look. Dan Cullen's here as well. Good morning, everyone. Happy Hump Day. Does it count as Hump Day when tomorrow is the last day of the week, working week? Or am I the only person taking some time off? Let me know. Gary Muirhead says, good morning, Mark. Good morning, guys. Good morning to you as well. Gary, just a very quick one to let you know, you sent me down a YouTube rabbit hole last night. I mentioned the fact that my phase one of my honeymoon way back in 1990 was in Oban. Gary very kindly sent me some video of a guy doing a bit of a tour of Oban. Brought back a few memories. I have to say it's changed quite a bit since I was there. But then having done one video, I found myself having done another 12. See if I could spot the various places that we did go to. I mentioned this to Gary. One of my lasting memories of Oban was we were staying in a cottage just up the way, probably about a mile outside the actual town itself, and there was a post office on our walk into Oban itself. Post office that sold Scotch pies. Oh my God. I mean, I like a Scotch pie anyway, but man alive, these were a bit special. Maybe it's just looking back through rose-coloured spectacles, but they really were very, very special. Jim Turner, who is now Jimbo Turner. Or is that because he's watching on YouTube? Not sure, but good morning, Jim. Thank you very much indeed for being here. I hope you're fit and well, my friend. I do love this. That is our friend Batshit Crazy, who says, preach it, son. This is about as preachy as I ever get, I'm afraid, but thank you very much indeed for being here. Lots and lots of entries for our prize competition today, but as we know, Steve Guthrie has walked away with the prize. Nice Saturday. Show be good? No. Nice Saturday show be good? No. I am forbidden. I have literally not taken a day off since I got back from ConExpo. So I spoke to the social secretary, i.e. Mrs. Demolition News, and said, I might put my head round the door and do a show on Saturday. And she said, not on your Nelly. Although she wasn't quite so polite about it. So no, I'm going to have to put that one back. But we will be doing another Saturday show very, very soon indeed. My question of the day had... I thought the answer was going to be fairly predictable. Turns out I was dead right. The first answer to the question of the day was that, and that pretty much set the theme for pretty much everybody else that commented. Volvo really do. I wouldn't say they rule the roost in terms of ADTs, but they are certainly the standard that everyone needs to be. There's my mate Gavin Nelson, trainer of the finest operators in this firmament. Good morning to you, Gavin. Thank you very much indeed for being here. As Gary Muirhead sums it up, there is only one answer to that question. It's got to be the mighty Volvo. Very hard to argue with that. They are most certainly the benchmark. Mark Whiting agrees. Question of the day. Got to be Volvo, he says. And so it goes on. Question of the day, Volvo. Driven many brands, but the Volvo is just that bit better than the rest. Comfortable and great to drive all day, says Steve Williamson. Yeah, I mean, I've actually had the good fortune of driving a couple of Volvo ADTs. They're a treat, aren't they? They really are. Gaz Evans is in the house. You may recall that Gaz was here yesterday and offered to put up a prize for us, which we're going to be doing probably next week now, because I'm still trying to clear what's left of the detritus on my desk. But it's going to be a scale model of one of Gaz Evans' special gem attachments. It's a shear. Really, really smart. If you are a model collector, if you've got an excavator model, trust me, this is going to look really, really good alongside that. So be sure to tune in next week. Just to let you know, doing a show tomorrow, jumping in the car, heading for Swansea to do what I need to do there. There will be no show on Friday, no show on Saturday, no show on Monday, but I'll be back on Tuesday. And then we really are into the countdown. Obviously today's show is number 490. So in another 10 days, 10 shows time, all of this changes. The backdrop changes, the orange bit that's above my head there, that's all going away. All of the transitions and everything else, all of it is changing. And then no sooner have we done that then we will be on the countdown to our first ever construction equipment news show, which will be on a Friday afternoon. I think we agreed that will be on the 13th of April, 1 p.m, wherever you're watching this. So tune in for that if you possibly can. Tony Goddard is here as well, over in LinkedIn land. Good morning to you, Tony. Thank you very much indeed for being here. We're going back to the Volvo system, and does it tell the vibration going through the driver's body? I would strongly suggest that there's not a great deal of that. By the time you put in this special seating, the isolation of the cab, and the rubber mounting, and all the things that go modern compaction equipment, I think you feel the vibration outside the cab rather more than you do inside. Gary Muirhead says smart thinking from Volvo. Yeah, we've mentioned this before. Compaction equipment or compaction, it really is a science. I've mentioned before, I used to watch a lot of daytime cooking shows, and you can cook anything pretty much. You know, you can do your pot roasts and your casseroles. Doesn't take a great deal of thinking about. You bung some ingredients together. As long as you get your timings right, you're good to go. Baking is a science. It has to be precisely measured and precisely heated and everything else. Compaction is like baking. That you could virtually train a monkey to dig a hole. He wouldn't do it very well, but you could virtually train a monkey to dig a hole. But to actually achieve proper compaction, there is a real science to that. So yes, fantastic thinking from the guys at Volvo. Question of the day, I'm stuck between Volvo and Bell and Doosan, to be honest. They all do the same job, get loaded and tip. Yeah, just can't help thinking that the old Volvo does it just a little bit sweeter. It's a bit like cars, isn't it? You know, a Ford will get you from A to B much the same as an Audi and much the same as a Bugatti. Which one would you prefer? Personally, an Audi. I'd kill myself in 3 seconds flat in a Bugatti, but I'd love an Audi. Steve Williamson, gutted I didn't get time to go and look inside the halls. You and me both. We did do a bit of filming with the likes of Topcon and Gradle and Unicontrol in one of the halls. And Rammer as well, obviously we showed that one yesterday, but spent virtually no time in the halls whatsoever. Just means I'll have to go back in 2026, doesn't it? That's the only way it goes. That's some size of engine compartment on that PC210E, says Gary Muirhead. I'll have to go back and have a look at that. Can't say I noticed. I was too busy listening to what the guy had to say. Komatsu looks awesome. Yeah, as I say, as you know, echoing Steve Williamson, gutted I didn't get to spend more time in the halls because the Komatsu stand did look very, very special indeed. Stunning machine, he says. Yeah, dead right. The Americans know how to be supportive of their services and army. Yeah, going back to my mate Kurt, you heard what he said. His final comment. I just said, you know, you're giving away 25% of the rental income from both the excavator and the oil quick system that you've got on there. Why are you doing it? And didn't pause for breath, didn't bat an eyelid. He just said it's the right thing to do. Kind of begs the question why it's necessary. Why aren't the Americans looking after their armed forces and their first responders when they become veterans? But then they do it better than we do, so I can hardly criticise. There you are, General J.S. Mara, where you're located. I'm in Epsom in Surrey, just on the very outskirts of London. Slightly leafier where I am, but just on the outskirts of London. There is Ed Butler. Morning all, just in the concrete plant, grab lorry driver day. Good morning to you as well. And there is our eventual prize winner, Stephen Guthrie. Morning, Stephen. Don't forget to let me have your address so that I can get your prize in the post for you today. Yeah. Unfortunately, Ed, you know, you've done a few of these things now. That is the nature of attending exhibitions. I didn't have it so much this time. I had a bit. I flew back with Peter Haddock and Nick Drew, and also Lucas Haddock as well, Peter's son. And you know, we were all sat in the airport talking about the things that we'd seen, and the number of times somebody said, "Did you see the so-and-so?" No, I missed that. And then I'd say, "Oh, but I saw this." Oh, I didn't see it. you never ever get to see everything. Honestly, I mean, I had a week at ConExpo. If I'd have had 2 weeks, I wouldn't have got to see it all. Just the way it goes. The bromance continues. Morning, sweet cheeks. I'm fairly sure that is aimed at Ed and not at me, but either way. Good morning. Stephen Guthrie, watched a few times. Cheers again for the confetti. You did rather Betty. You did rather better in the end, Stephen. What about the Welsh ConExpo at the end of April? Now, I know you mentioned this before, Ken, and I've got to be absolutely honest with you. I thought you were winding me up. I actually thought that you'd invented a Welsh construction equipment show just to see if I would fall for it. Turns out it's a real thing. Who knew? I'm going to go and find out exactly when it is. Obviously, in the same way that Plant Works is a long way for likes of Gary and Steve to come. Wales is not exactly on my doorstep, and I will be at that point. I'll be in the countdown to heading off to Verona. And I've got to be honest, toss up between Wales and Italy. It's Italy, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. But let me know the dates and I'll see what I can do. Can we post our new video on social media? Wasn't sure if it's getting played today on the show yet. No, it's not. It's going to be played tomorrow. But post away, sir. I'm sure you should be very proud of it. And there we are. Awesome video. Yes, it certainly is. Lots of people saying well done to our winner. There you are. There's Gary Newhead saying it. There's Dan Cullen saying it. There's Gary Nelson saying it as well. Yes, awesome stuff. Spencer Holden from YouTube. Good morning to you, Spencer. Thank you very much indeed for being here. Unfortunately, I think your entry arrived just a little too late. But let me think. We will have another prize giveaway tomorrow. What have we got? I think we may have another alu camouflage hat up for grabs tomorrow. Need to check exactly what it is. I know I've got I may double up. I've got a few bits and pieces kicking around the place. Let's see what we can do. Question of the day. I'm no ADT expert, but a 4-wheel JCB bendy with flotation tyres on it are very good when it's soft underfoot, but not what I'd call a proper bendy, as it's sub 20-ton carrying weight. Stephen Guthrie says he sent me his address, which is fantastic stuff. Unfortunately, sorry again. We start at 10 a.m. UK time. That's 10 a.m. GMT. We'll be here tomorrow. We'll have another prize draw. We're running out actually, so if any manufacturers are watching, we could do with topping up the goodie box, because we are running low post ConExpo. But then we're going off to Verona and some motor fair, and I'm sure we'll come back with yet more stuff. Circus animals had to keep performing. Yeah, and what a job you did performing. To be honest, I wish I had a busy afternoon yesterday, so I'd actually configured today's show largely by about lunchtime yesterday, and it was after lunch that my son Fred actually finished the latest Kids Office show, which features Ed and Steve, the circus animals. If that hadn't been the case, if I'd have been a bit more with it, I'd have featured it today, and now they're talking about it. I really wish I was featuring it today. But check back tomorrow. It's a little longer than our usual fare. I think it goes to about 4 minutes, but I think you'll agree it's well worth it. Quick question for you. First of all, are you aware that it is National Stress Awareness Week? No, nor was I. Do you ever feel stressed at work? Yep, me too. Is your employer understanding when you're stressed? No. And if you were to go to your boss and say, boss, I'm feeling stressed, what do you think the answer would be? Love to hear from you. It's another one of those, the Health and Safety Executive have put their weight behind Stress Awareness Week. But their recommendations are basically all related, much the same as their approach to all things mental health. Here are the signs to look for that somebody is stressed. Not here are the things to do to stop people getting stressed, because that would be far too difficult. Stressed at work? Hell yes, at times. Yeah, I think that's the same as everybody. Mine isn't so much stress these days. Run up to things like Con Expo. I've been working on a video with C&D Engineering Consultants, and John Woodward, and my mate John, talks about the fact that he's done work on things like offshore platforms. And the fact that once you're offshore, you're offshore. I know Steve will be able to relate to this. And he was always concerned about forgetting things, phone charge or whatever it might be. That's one of my big stress causes. Going off to Con Expo and worrying that I haven't remembered memory cards for the camera. They sell them in Vegas. I don't know why I get uptight about it, but remembering both tripods, remembering the audio equipment, remembering the various chargers, remembering the laptop, remembering the passport, all of that kind of thing. And years ago, and I'm fairly sure Nick Drew does exactly the same. Years ago, I drew up a list. I've got it electronically and I've got it on paper. It's on my phone. I can literally throw it up. These are the things that you need to remember when you're travelling for business. And yeah, even now, and I'm on my way to the airport. Oh, where's my passport? My passport is exactly where I put it, in my pocket. Ed Butler says, I won't know the meaning of stress, according to the old man. Pleasure's working in a family business. Yeah, well, again, going back to my mate Kurt at Bottom Line Equipment, he didn't tell me too much detail, but he basically, his exact way of putting it was, he quit his daddy's business, but his daddy is still torturing his sister and his brother. So yes, working for the family business, not that straightforward, I don't think. We need to set up a business, just me and you. Who is that? Who are you aiming at, Steve? Is that aimed at Ed? I thought you were already kind of doing that. If you're talking about me, tell me, what is it we're going to do? So yes, stress awareness. Bunch of old nonsense to my mind. Ed, yes, I really, who would want to start a business with me? Some have fallen by the wayside in the past. I don't blame you one bit. Jim Turner says, luckily I don't do stress, but the answer is cut anything out that doesn't make you happy. Yeah, I'm talking to a company at the moment about potentially doing some work for them. And I know some of the people that are involved in the company. People that I've not necessarily seen eye to eye with before. And my initial response, as any self-employed person, just think of the money. Just think of the money. Get the money, think of the money. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, do I really need that grief in my life? Do I really need toxic people when I can be here and hang out with non-toxic people? The more I think about it, the more I think, I don't need that. Thank you very much. Nice though the offer is. Right, so let me just recap very quickly. We're here tomorrow. No show on Friday, no show on Saturday, no show on Monday, back on Tuesday. Can't remember the dates exactly as they roll, but we are at show number 490, number 491 tomorrow, so another 9 shows and all of this changes. And on the 13th of this month, 13th of April, we will be launching our brand new afternoon show, Construction Equipment News. So my guess is they probably fall roughly the same time, just trying to do the maths. Show tomorrow, and then we'll have... No, in actual fact, the rehashing or the rebranding of this show will actually land after the launch of the new show, by about a week or thereabouts. So we've got a bit of busy time ahead of us. Both myself and Fred, we're both beavering away on that. I imagine it's quite stressful when you burn the pizza can, I bet, or when the Royal Mint isn't open on a Saturday afternoon. Oh, the stress. I can only imagine. Right, people, that will do us for today. Check back tomorrow. As I say, we're going to have another giveaway. I think I've got a spare alu camouflage hat, at least that. If I've got anything else kicking around the place, I'll throw that into the mix as well. But also tomorrow we will be showing you our premiere of the Ed and Steve show. So tune in for that if you possibly can. It is a bit of a corker. They did a fantastic job. Fred just pointed the camera at them. He would have you believe that he made them look good. They didn't really need his help. So yeah, stick around for that tomorrow, and we'll be bringing that just as soon as we can. I'm off to find Stephen Guthrie's address so that I can get his prize in the post. But in the meantime, people, have a fantastic day. Thank you very much indeed for being here. Thanks for taking part in the competition. Thanks for the congratulations to our friend Stephen, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, all the very best.